Hare Krishna, thank you for joining. Let's start and sing Radha Madhav. Jai Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunj Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunj Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha, Jaya Giravardhari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha, Jaya Giravardhari. Shodanandana Vrajjana Ranjana, Shodanandana Vrajjana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jayo Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agyantimirandasya Gyan Anjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saigana Raghunatham Nitam Tam Sajivan Sadhvetam Savadutam Krishna Setam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saigana Lalita Shri Vichakarmitam Scha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusut Devi Pranmami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpata Vrehascha Kirpa Sindhavayevacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Nama Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Parasthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasti Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mukam kroti vachalam pangum langyate grim yat kirpatam vande Shri Gurundin taranam paramanandamadam Shrichtaneshwaram Hariyam Tassat. Narayan Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jaimadurya Nashta Prashabdresya Nityam Bhagavad-Sevayā Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nestaki. Okay, Hare Krishna. And thank you for joining. So, Chapter 3, Canto 2, we were discussing last time. Just find the information. Yes, we're talking about calm and akam, and understand our relationship with Krishna, our position. What is our position? So this calm and akam, are we applying ourselves for our own senses or Krishna's satisfaction, Krishna's senses, to please his senses? Others want to please our own senses. Our relationship is service, and service in different types of activities, which we try to do as much as we can. We're trying. So a Vaishnava means somebody who wants to please Vishnu, right? That's a Vaishnava. If we're not trying to please Vishnu or Krishna, then we can't consider ourselves a Vaishnava, so calm and akam, that was the theme last time. And now we shall go to verse 11. Let's have a look. Wonderful. So, etavan ev yajatam ihani shreya sadevaha bhagavati achalo bhavo yad bhagavat sangataha. So etavan, all these different kinds of worshippers, eva certainly, yajatam, while worshipping, iha, in this life, nihi shreyas, the highest benediction, uddaya, development, bhagavati, onto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, achalha, unflinching, bhava, spontaneous attraction, yat, which, bhagavat, the pure devotees of the Lord, sangataha, association. So all the different kinds of worshippers of demigod, multi-demigods can attain the highest perfectional benediction, which is spontaneous attraction, unflinchingly fixed upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by the association of the pure devotee of the Lord. So what does that mean? All living entities in different statuses of life within the material creation, beginning from the first demigod, who is Brahma, down to the small ant, and conditioned under the law of material nature or the external energy of the Supreme Lord. So even Brahma is conditioned. So a living entity in his pure state is conscious of the fact that he is a part and parcel of the Lord, but when he is thrown into the material world on account of his desire to lord it over material energy, he becomes conditioned by the three modes of material nature and thus struggles for existence for the highest benefit. This struggle for existence is something like following the will-o'-the-wisp under the spell of material enjoyment. All plans for material enjoyment, either by worship of different demigods, as described in the previous verses of this chapter, or by modernized advancement of scientific knowledge without the help of God or demigod, are illusory only, for despite all such plans for happiness, the conditioned living being within the compass of material creation can never solve the problems of life, namely birth, death, old age and disease. The history of the universe is full of such plan makers, and many kings and emperors come and go, leaving a plan making story only. But the prime problems of life remain unsolved despite all endeavors by such plan makers. So even Srila Prabhupada explains that advancement of civilization does not mean better eating, sleeping, defending and mating. It's whether advancement of civilization means that you can find a way to achieve Krishna consciousness, to achieve God, and to achieve the potential to get out this cycle of birth, death, old age and disease, not what we think is advancement. Actually, human life is meant for making a solution to the problems of life, one can never solve such problems by satisfying the different demigods, by different modes of worship, or by so-called scientific advancement in knowledge without the help of God or the demigods. Apart from the gross materialists who care very little either for God or for the demigods. The Vedas recommend worship of different demigods for different benefits, and so the demigods are neither false nor imaginary. The demigods are as factual as we are, but they are much more powerful due to their being engaged in the direct service of the Lord, in managing different departments in the universal government. The Bhagavad-Gita affirms this, and the different planets of the demigods are mentioned there, including the one of the supreme demigod, Lord Brahma. So these are all positions. I mean, Lord Brahma is a position, the planet is there. Now this Lord Brahma is there, so next time somebody else could be the Lord Brahma there. The gross materialists do not believe in the existence of God or the demigods, nor do they believe that different planets are dominated by different demigods. They are creating a great commotion about reaching the closest celestial body, which is Chandalok or the moon, but even after much mechanical research, they have only very scanty information of this moon, and in spite of much false advertisement of selling land on the moon, the puffed up scientists or gross materialists cannot live there, and what to speak of reaching the other planets, which they are unable even to count. And the latest news is, I think it's already probably done, 7:35 today, Musk's rocket was about to crash on the moon, and they say you might see it on the news, because they said you might be able to see the impact, with a strong telescope. So yeah, this rocket has been out of control, and now it's gone and crashed into the moon. The gravity pulled it towards it, and it's going to, I think it's already crashed on the moon this morning. 7:35 was the given time. So however, the followers of the Vedas have a different method of acquiring knowledge. They accept the statements of the Vedic literatures as authority in toto, as we have already discussed in Canto 1, and therefore they have full and reasonable knowledge of God and demigods and of the different residential planets situated within the compass of the material world and beyond the limit of the material sky. The most authentic Vedic literature accepted by the great Indian acharyas like Shankara, Ramanuja, Madhava, Vishnu Swami, Nimbarka and Chaitanya, and studied by all important personalities of the world, is the Bhagavad-Gita, in which the worship of the demigods and their respective residential planets are mentioned. The Bhagavad-Gita affirms that Yanti Deva Vrita Devan, Pitran Yanti Pitra Vritha, Bhutani Yanti Bhuttejya, Yanti Mad Yajino Pimam. So, which means that worshippers of the demigods reach the respective planets of the demigods, and the worshippers of the forefathers reach the planets of the forefathers. The gross materialists remain in the different material planets, but the devotees of the Lord reach the kingdom of God. So whatever you worship, you shall achieve. So we have a choice, and this is where sometimes the confusion in the people, because they will think about things that they're interested in, or they will read things according to their interest, and they say, we can go to Indralok, we can go to Swarglok. The people mostly know about Swarglok because they wanted to go and enjoy in Swarglok. They will get better bodies, better enjoyment, and everybody who dies is Swargvasi. It must be overcrowded up there, so everybody is going to Swargvas. So like that, it's just we interpret things the way we want to interpret them. We also have information from the Bhagavad-Gita that all the planets within the material world, including Brahmalok, are but temporarily situated, and after a fixed period they are all annihilated. So you have partial devastation, destruction, and the lower planets like our Bullock and then lower, they're all destroyed. The higher planets will be gone, once and for all when everything is destroyed. So I mean, they're not permanent, but they might be lasting there longer than our planet system. But eventually, even Lord Brahma, he has to leave. And there's a very interesting fact to know that Brahma's life is more than 311 trillion years. That's Lord Brahma's life. And the demigod's life is a lot less, but compared to us, they live a lot longer, because like the Kali Yuga, 432,000 years of our time. Kali Yuga is 432,000 years, but in the demigod time, it's only 12,000 years. So, time is relative according to where you are. So, if you compare that, the 432,000 years of our time only makes 12,000 years of the demigod time. So, if we live for 100 years, say, the demigods only see us living for like 2-3 days. Now we like mosquitoes and flies, that we are here a couple of days and we are gone according to them. So we're really not that important in the scheme of things, in the hierarchy, really not that important. We're only here for a couple of days. And in the scheme of things of Lord Vishnu or Mahavishnu, Brahma, 311 trillion years, he's only there for 1 second. Brahma's breath to Lord Mahavishnu's time takes a breath 1 second, and then he breathes in, everything's finished. It might look like we've been here 311 trillion years, but to Lord Mahavishnu, we only have 1 second. So, when you look at all these factors, yet we think we are something. And then, even Krishna, he cares for us and given us all the information, all the knowledge, how to come back to him. And as we said before, that he has a lot more entities in the spiritual world than there are in the material world. And all the entities in the spiritual world are his pure devotees. But he still cares what happens to us. He doesn't need to. And like I said, this whole creation is only here for 1 second as far as Lord Vishnu is concerned, Mahavishnu is concerned. He's breathing in, breathing out, like we do. And planets are, creating and destroying, creating and destroying. This goes on. This is why you can have so many Brahmas as far as they're concerned, because it's every second a new Brahma is coming up. So, like that. So, it's mind-boggling, isn't it? It's mind-boggling. Right, where were we? So therefore the demigods and their followers are all annihilated at the period of devastation. So that's what we're saying. So I'll just read from here. We also have information from the Bhagavad-Gita that all the planets within the material world, including Brahmalok, are but temporarily situated, and after a fixed period they're all annihilated. Therefore the demigods and their followers are all annihilated at the period of full devastation. The one who reaches the kingdom of God gets a permanent share in eternal life. That is the verdict of Vedic literature. The worshippers of the demigods have one facility more than the unbelievers due to their being convinced of the Vedic version, by which they can get information of the benefit of worshipping the Supreme Lord in the association of the devotees of the Lord. The gross materialist, however, without any faith in the Vedic version, remains eternally in darkness, driven by a false conviction on the basis of imperfect experimental knowledge or so-called material science, which can never reach into the realm of transcendental knowledge. Therefore, unless the gross materialist or the worshippers of the temporary demigods come in contact with the transcendentalist like the pure devotee of the Lord, their attempts are simply a waste of energy. Going for temporary things is a waste of energy. Only by the grace of the divine personalities, the pure devotees of the Lord, can one achieve pure devotion, which is the highest perfection of human life. Only a pure devotee of the Lord can show one the right way of progressive life. Otherwise, both the materialistic way of life, without any information of God or the demigods, and the life engaged in the worship of demigods in pursuit of temporary material enjoyments are different phases of phantasmagoria. They are nicely explained in the Bhagavad-Gita also, but the Bhagavad-Gita can be understood in the association of pure devotees only, and not by the interpretations of politicians or dry philosophical speculators. So, ekatvena pratitvena vishvato mukham. So, because when we read scriptures and we give our own philosophical speculation, then we end up with our own interpretation. You should only hear from a pure devotee, like Srila Prabhupada, who interpreted things in mood of devotion. If you can interpret these things in the mood of Brahmjyoti or Vishvato Mukham, in the universal form of the Lord. You can interpret them, what's in your head, which filter you're working from. You can make your own interpretations. So we should be going with the devotee, who is telling us about pure devotion, because that is the ultimate goal. That's the relationship with the Lord. Okay, so that's 11. So understanding Krishna means understanding the demigods, the material creation in relation to the demigods. Those who worship demigods, they're not transgressing the Vedic system. If they have material desire, they can worship the demigods and go to the planets of demigods. They will associate with pure devotees and elevate themselves higher. So you're still on the right track. The Vedas give you everything, depends on which route you want to take. But we don't need to go to the planet of the demigods. That's the thing. We already have the association of demigods who can help us understand the ultimate goal of life. So either way, the system is designed that we can connect with the Supreme through the devotees. So, as we always say, they can take the long route or the short route. It's up to us. We have that free will. So 12. Jnanam yat apritinivrita gunomi chakram atam prasad utjatra guneshav asanga kevalya samat pathastav atha bhakti yoga ko nivrito hari katha suratim na kuryat. So jnanam, knowledge, yat, that which, are up to the limit of, prati nivirit, completely withdrawn, guna, urmi, the waves of the material modes, chakram, whirlpool, atam prasadha, self-satisfaction, ut, moreover, yatra, where there is guneshu, in the modes of nature, asanga, no attachment, kevalya, transcendental, samat, approved, patha, path, tu, but, at, therefore, bhakti yoga, devotion service, kahu, nir, vritha, absorbed in, hari, kathasu, in the transcendental topics of the Lord, ratim, attraction, na, shall not, kuryat, do. So transcendental knowledge in relation with the Supreme Lord Hari is knowledge resulting in the complete suspension of the waves and whirlpools of the material modes. Such knowledge is self-satisfying due to its being free from material attachment, and being transcendental, it is approved by authorities who could fail to be attracted. So according to Bhagavad-Gita 10.9, which is the part of Chaturshloki, the characteristics of the pure devotees are wonderful. The complete functional activities of a pure devotee are always engaged in the service of the Lord. And thus the pure devotees exchange feelings of ecstasy between themselves and relish transcendental bliss. This transcendental bliss is experienced even in the stage of devotional practice. So sadhana avastha, which we are doing, if properly undertaken under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. And in the mature state, the developed transcendental feeling culminates in a realization of the particular relationship with the Lord by which a living entity is originally constituted, after the relationship of conjugal love with the Lord, which is estimated to be the highest transcendental bliss. Thus Bhakti Yoga, being the only means of God realization, is called Kevalya, or only. Srila Jiva Goswami quotes the Vedic version, Eko Narayano Deva Varanam Param Aste Kevalya Samjinitaha. In this connection and establish that Narayan, the personality of Godhead, is known as Kevalya or Kevalya, and the means which enables one to approach the Lord is called the Kevalya Pantha, or the only means of attainment of Godhead. This Kevalya Pantha begins from Shravan, or hearing those topics that relate to the personality of Godhead, and the natural consequence of hearing, such as Hari Katha, is attainment of transcendental knowledge, which causes detachment from all mundane topics for which a devotee has no taste at all. For a devotee, all mundane activities, social and political, become unattractive, and in the mature state, such a devotee becomes uninterested even in his own body. And what to speak of bodily relatives? In such a state of affairs, one is not agitated by the waves of the material modes. There are different modes of material nature, and all mundane functions in which a common man is very much interested or in which he takes part become unattractive for the devotee. This state of affairs is described here as Pratinivirat Gun Ormi, and it is possible by Atam Prasad, or complete self-satisfaction without any material connection. The first-class devotee of the Lord attains this stage of devotional service, but despite his loftiness for the Lord's satisfaction, he may play the voluntary part of a preacher of the Lord's glory and dovetail all into devotional service, even mundane interest, just to give the neophytes a chance to transform mundane interest into transcendental bliss. Srila Rupa Goswami has described this action of pure devotee as Nirbandha Krishna Sabandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Uchate. So even mundane activities dovetail with service to the Lord are also calculated to be transcendental or approved Kevalya affairs. Interesting. Let's see what they say here. So in Bhakti Yoga, one is exchanging a relationship with the Lord. There is an experience of rasa even in sadhana bhakti. By hearing about Krishna, we get transcendental knowledge, and by that transcendental knowledge, we can direct our life accordingly, or we can mold our life in such a way and become detached from mundane activities, lose taste from mundane activities. We become self-realized. We have certain activities we enjoy if we dovetail them in Krishna's service, and these activities become purified. For example, if you get pleasure from painting, then paint for the pleasure of Krishna, and the activity begins to get purified. This way I purify that activity, and I purify my desire in the activity, and slowly become free from all other desires. This is how Yukta Vairagya works, right? Engaging everything in the service of Krishna. So if actions are performed and the fruits are given to Krishna, then that is called Yukta Vairagya. So yeah, there's so many things we like to do: sing, dance, right? Take prasad. So we do it for Krishna, right? And then that's the Yukta Vairagya. You can use everything in the service of Krishna. And especially like you have some kind of skill, something you're very good at, you can use that in the service of Krishna as well. As we see in the temple, people are doing the different services. Cooking is one, and then you are good at setting up the sound system. You like setting up sound systems, and so you can do that for Krishna. Sorry, you can say something?
Kirtan.
Yeah, kids singing and dancing, of course. Yeah, if you like to distribute things, book distribution.
Decoration.
Yeah, decorating is a very good one. Yeah, decorating. If you like to decorate, then you
Cleaning
decorate.
as well?
I don't know if everybody likes cleaning.
But you have to do
But you
that
can do
sometime.
cleaning as well, yeah. But they normally say, please, end of the day, cleaning, that's for everyone. It's like not specific to any head of department of cleaning or something. Nobody wants to be head of department of cleaning. That's for everyone to dismantle everything and clean up before we go. Okay, so yeah, we'll stop here. Thank you so much, and let's stop sharing. Hare Krishna. All right, wonderful. So, okay, let's hear from yourselves. And Pundikaksh Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everyone. Such a beautiful verses. So yesterday when you mentioned only 2 verses, I thought this must be very long verses. So I started reading them, Prabhuji, and I felt sleep. While finishing the first one itself, I felt sleepy and I slept. But these 2 verses are amazing verses.
Yeah.
The very first one, it used the word Bhagavata-Sangataha. So association of a devotee. So there are many people who worship demigods, and there are people who do not even consider demigods or any god anything. And for them the hope is little less. But whereas at least demigod worshippers, they have an edge over that kind of non-believers, because they'll at least get a chance to come in the association of a devotee. Like I was thinking, like when you do some puja at your home, you invite certainly some people, and who knows, like a devotee may come, and then you get into a conversation with him, and that might ignite pure spirituality in your mind. So Prabhuji was explaining this verse, like association is 2 kinds, like Advastrada Sadhu Sangha. So after faith you get Sadhu Sangha, but even before the faith also you have Sadhu Sangha. So fortunately you come in connection with a devotee, either on the streets or you attended some function or event, and somehow, and that is also an association, and that association is purely Ajnata Sukriti, because you're not thinking of Krishna, but still you got association. So Prabhuji was saying that he living in Govardhan Eco village, and he went to stay there at the very young age. So one time his father came to see him, and the time Prabhu was doing some work, so they said, okay, sit here, and he is coming. And it took almost like 3 hours for him to come there. And by the time, no, this his father got association of the devotees there. He had prasad. Meanwhile, he was not a devotee, but that particular time made turned him to become a devotee. So even without knowing, he was having Krishna prasad. He was appreciating the prasad, but you don't know that it is actually offered to Krishna. He was appreciating as a normal food. And association of people also, he don't think them as a devotee. He thought that okay, they are good people, nice people. So that Ajnata Sukriti will come only through association of a devotee. And only when you get such an association, your thoughts will change from a demigod worship to a pure worship. And our process is only through not getting the knowledge only through Vedic scriptures. We don't try to speculate things. We try to learn things only from Vedas. Yeah, detachment is very difficult, Prabhuji. I think we may lose taste, but still we also feel like the taste is still there in us, but only but the knowledge and intelligence, no, will stop us doing that activity at least sometime. And being in the good association, we can get a hold of that particular activity and stop forever. Otherwise, that's I think that attachments are still there in the heart. Maybe we try to suppress it, but only in the association we can get control of it completely. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, attachments, these Hriday Granthis, these knots in the heart. There's so many, some are stronger than the others, and yeah, it takes a long time to loosen these knots. Thank you, Prabhu, so much. Okay, Kiran Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I'm not surprised Pundakrash Prabhu fell asleep because Krishna had given him 26 hours a day and he puts all those for Krishna's service. But there goes a person with unconditional love and a purity of heart for divinity. And he's a great example to all of us. And this is all about adding Krishna to our daily lives in all our activities and all our endeavors. And this is where we sometimes engage in activities, but then we forget Krishna. Even our mundane activities should be centered around Krishna. Sweeping, cleaning, gardening, cleaning the car. You're cleaning a form of transport and you want to transport Krishna in it. And so it's all those kind of little activities, but put Krishna at the center of it. Because we will live in a world which is allegedly advanced and civilized, but it's far from that because it's become a selfish, self-centered world. Because like you mentioned, we've got space debris which is going to contaminate even the moon today. Not only do we contaminate our earth on a daily basis with the way we selfishly not look after it, because the sages gave us the way to look after Mother Bhumi. And such is the nature of civilization and humanity that we can't even look after our own earth, that we want to go and desecrate other planets. And we fool ourselves that we've even reached other planets. But that's another story. But we think we have lorded over nature by developing such ghastly weapons and such ghastly genetic engineering that it is not conducive to the development of humanity. It just fulfills the whims and desires of the scientists who think they can lord it over nature. But we have to learn lessons from that because these people will come back. Birth, life, death, and disease will follow. And if we look at becoming altruistic, where we serve in a way that we don't desire anything, because altruism is you serve without requiring and wishing for any rewards. And hence, this is the road to Yukta Viragya, because you do it for the pleasure of Krishna and the pleasure of the other people because you're serving them. And so service in collaboration and partnership with others is the way forward because Krishna will observe and glance at your endeavors. He knows your intentions, endeavors, and motivation. And he's watching over this Leela that's unfolding in and around him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Jai. Okay, Hina Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah, very interesting points. We started off about talking about how generally materialistic society consider almost like advancement or material advancement as a sign of progress. Whereas all these achievements, Srila Prabhupada quotes like building skyscrapers and, as a civilization, we see this as a great sign of progress, whatever we're building, but it's ultimately quite meaningful because it doesn't solve for the real issues that everybody faces, that living entities face, the cycle of birth, death, and old age. So I just kind of wanted to point that one out, but also then we move into verse 12 about transcendental knowledge, or harikatha, hearing about Krishna, which helps us to remember our relationship with Krishna. And it's interesting because we don't, the way Srila Prabhupada explains this, it's almost like we don't become devotees. We already know everything in a way. We've just recovered in a way. Our spirit souls, we know this all. We've just almost are like reawakening our relationship with Krishna. And I was thinking about there's so many positive benefits of hearing about Krishna Katha. It's not just gyan that we're gaining, it's not just knowledge, but it goes so much deeper. It calms our heart. It frees us from, it lessens the effects of the modes of material nature. We develop detachment from temporary material pleasures, and it helps us to develop greater attachment to Krishna, and it ultimately makes us happy. It makes us really joyful because we realize our actual position, what Srila Prabhupada calls constitutional position as servants of Krishna. So that was just a few thoughts. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Praveen Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and Pranam.
Yeah, Mataji.
The first verse, it tells again about the demigod worship. Yes, they can grant all the benefits, but they're all, even the demigods are conditioned like us. And the benedictions we get from them are temporary, and only the Supreme Lord, and like people who worship demigods, they go to demigods. And then it talks about association of a pure devotee. So we need the mercy and association of pure devotees. Then only we can get the bhakti, and bhakti yoga is the only way for God realization. And it spoke about the word kevalya. So I took kevalya as like only. So we talk about unalloyed devotion as well. So we really need to have unalloyed devotion to the Lord. And that starts from Shravanam. Shravanam is very important. And then, hearing and then engaging in kirtan, it gives us the knowledge about the Lord, which frees us from all the material attachments. And, our the taste changes. So we want to hear more and engage more in the Lord's service, which gives us inner satisfaction as well, which we see, and then we don't find taste in the material things or the mundane talks. So we want to spend more time in the kirtan or reading or listening to the katha. So, so slowly we lose taste for the others, material things. And what else did we talk about? Let me look at the word. Sorry, my brain is just, it was that word, Atma Prashad, So, so that's what, we really need to aim that we are, slowly moving away from the material sense gratification and, going towards the spiritual taste. And by the mercy, in Chaitanya Charitamrita we read, everything happens only by the mercy of the Lord. So we need the mercy of the Lord and the mercy of the representatives of the Lord, our spiritual master, to guide us to what is the aim of the life. So we are very fortunate. Srila Prabhupada has given us the way, given us the path, and devotees like yourself, Prabhuji, helping us. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay. So Anjali Mataji just come back from Vrindavan. I don't know if you like to share anything with us, any experiences, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everybody. Yes, Prabhuji, I have a question, kind of. As we were talking about demigods, I'm from North India. We always prayed Lord Shiva. So, like this time, I was in Vrindavan. So, I have my family with me. They joined me from India. Everybody was fasting because this is Savan month going on. I don't know if you know about it or not. Shravan Mas, they say it. So, whole month they pray to Lord Shiva. And I have done it always because, as I said, I was from North India side. So, this time, as I'm taking classes and everything, so I know that Supreme Lord is Krishna. So Ekadashi is important. So I stopped all the other fasts. So this time everybody was like, why are you not fasting? Why are you not fasting? You used to do fast and all. So I tried to explain them, but as you know, it's so hard when you don't read books, you don't read Veds, or you don't associate with devotees. It was so hard to explain them, but now I am in that state of mind. Maybe I have done something wrong. So can you guide me on this, please?
Yeah, you want to say something? Radharani wants to speak, so it's fine.
Hare Krishna Anjali Mataji. Yes, I
Hare
can
Krishna.
understand your dilemma exactly where you're coming from. Yes, before you know of Lord Krishna, we're always engaged in one of our favorite demigods. In your case, it was Lord Shiva. But now, when you come to Krishna consciousness, you realize that Lord Shiva is the greatest of the greatest Vaishnav. In Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it is says, in one of the verses, it is said, Vaishvanaranam Yatha Shambho. So when you go to the Dham, for example, in Vrindavan, Mayapur, or any other, even Kashi, they always say, visit the temple of Lord Shiva first. In Vrindavan, it is Gopeshwar Mahadev. You take the darshans of Gopeshwar Mahadev, and then you do the rest of the yatra. And it's like you take permission from Lord Shiva. You ask for his help in your yatra. Similarly, I don't know you have understood this or not yet, that when we offer bhoga to the Lord, we say the Guru mantra first. We ask the help of the Guru. So it's not that we are offering the food to Lord, we are offering the bhoga. We ask our Guru Maharaj, or if you are not initiated, it's Srila Prabhupada, to help us in offering the bhoga, because we consider ourselves that we don't know much. So we might be saying in a wrong way or doing in a wrong way. So we have the help of that. So now coming to the point of feeling guilty of not keeping the fasts which you were always keeping before knowing the Krishna consciousness. Now you can do these fasts, there's no problem. For example, Navratri. I always followed Navratri. Even now I don't follow all the fasts. I used to do like 2 fasts. But what happens is, when you're following Krishna consciousness, you might have Ekadashi also coming in that week, and there can be some other fast also coming. So that becomes too much, and that is not easy for our human bodies. So what I do is, I read the Durga Stuti on the last day. I don't read it every day, because being in Krishna consciousness, we have got so much reading and hearing and other services to do. Cook for Lord, look after the house as if it's Lord's house, and be nice to the family as well, thinking that this is Krishna's family, and everything. So you do the fast. I do the fast, like I was saying, in Ratri. I don't do any fast. I read the Durga Stuti on the last day. I make the halwa and
Yeah, I do that
chutney
as
and
well.
everything. I offer to Durga Devi, but what I say, not like before, that Durga Mata give me Sukha Sampatti, everything for my enjoyment. I say, Durga Mata ji, you are Krishna's sister. Please give me the bhakti of Lord Krishna. Because
That's
Maya Devi, who is a superintendent of this universe, Durga Devi, this is what she has been made, assigned. What's her role? She is Lord's sister. And what do we ask from her? We don't need to ask anything. We just ask bhakti. And we have understood, coming to Krishna consciousness, that once you ask for bhakti, you get everything. So if you are with the family and they are all fasting, you can join in with the fast. Fasting means that certain things you will not eat in the day. That's all fast means.
Yes.
So when you do the Shivji's fast, some do it, very hard, in a hard way. They will not eat all day, but some families, they will have one meal a day,
One meal a day.
1 meal a day, and being someone, it's so nice, isn't it? Some lovely delicacies are offered to Bhagwan, and you take his prasad. So when you are with the family, you give them the prasad, something which you have offered in your mind, you have cooked to them, but you don't explain a lot to them because they will be confused. Like I was saying last time, I don't think you were here in the class, because our family has known us from childhood. They have seen us doing mistakes. They have seen us also, doing the same puja, and they think what's happened to them overnight. Why
Yes, you're
have-
right. Everybody was like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing mala and all?
Yeah,
You become yogi and stuff like that." They were
yeah.
saying, "Oh my God, it was so hard."
Yeah, this is the problem. They think that she has been hypnotized, or she has read some wrong things, or she's being guided by some wrong thing. But I'm sure you took them to Krishna Balram temple, and
Yes.
they saw that how the kirtan is going 24 hours
Oh,
over there.
beautiful.
Yeah, and how the everything is offered right from the Mangal Aarti to the Raj Bhoga in the afternoon, in between, how offerings are made, and how the cleanliness is kept, and how the deities are changed, the clothes are changed every day. Not unlike in some temples, only weekly the clothing is changed. Deities are dressed so beautifully that you are you are forced to stand in front of them, and look
Definitely.
at them and understand, and your soul feels, doesn't it, that this is the source
Definitely.
where I'm coming from. That,
Yes,
that
definitely.
this is where my soul wants to go one day and serve this personality.
Hmm.
Only thing is, for all others who are not into KC, what happens is they think that even the demigods are like, oh, God knows what they are. But we understand even Lord is also a
Hmm.
personality, is a person. So
Hmm.
you have to give them prasad first to your family, and
Hmm.
and the way you carry yourself, your behavior,
Hmm.
how you have changed from previously. Maybe sometimes, some of us were short fused before, used to get
Hmm.
angry quickly, but coming to Krishna consciousness, you realize that no, anger is also an energy that can be employed in Krishna's service.
Hmm.
Clean the house, do something. Don't just uh, come out in the outbursts. So with the
Hmm.
family, you have to be very subtle. But when you
Hmm.
are, maybe they have seen you as a person doing the mala first time, many of them, so that
Yes.
shock to them, shock to them.
Yes, that was.
Yeah. So listen to them,
Hmm.
answer their questions. If they want to know what was it that drove you to this path, just tell them about a shloka here and there, and tell them about
Hmm.
Krishna. Maybe you got them the Bhagavad-Gita as it is, or some other
I
small
did.
books.
I did one of the Krishna book as well. That Canto 10. That's only Krishna Katha
Yes,
is there. Yeah,
yes.
I brought them and gave it to them and asked them to read it, and then you'll understand a bit more.
Yeah, and tell them
So,
about the shorts and classes uploaded, and
hmm.
before even that, you can just tell them that this Krishna Balram temple, it's got
Hmm.
a channel on YouTube. So watch that
Hmm.
channel, and then Mayapur. Tell them there are different there are temples all over the country, all over the world actually. So they
Hmm.
can have the darshans, and with YouTubers, everything is there. Any country you name, they will show that, oh, even a remote country in the world has got a Krishna temple, and how the people who are not even Indians, they have
Hmm.
understood and they're doing this. But I'm sure your family must have had a like a surprise when they saw the English people, the Gore people.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, that's what
Oh,
they say. This is for English people. This is not for us. This is
this
for
is it.
English people.
Even the rickshaw people, they say it's Gore ka mandir, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, I know. I agree.
So just be
That's what
gentle
they
with the
say.
family. Just be gentle, and don't think that
Was
they will take, when
yeah.
the time is right, they will take like fish to water. So
Mhm.
just be gentle
As
with them.
as one of my Devrani, she bought a mala and everything. She thanked me because she saw me doing all of that stuff, and she kind of, not I'm saying impressed, but she was feeling it kind of. So
Mm.
she asked me, "What do you do, Bhabhi?" and all. So I explained her. So she took the mala and all. She's trying to do now. So I'm happy that at least one person, I'm not saying she changed, but at least she's asking
Accepted.
me some stuff and
Yes.
all. So at least I don't know too much myself, but what I know, I can guide her a little bit here and there. So I'm happy for that. So yeah, it
This
was good
is it.
trip. Hmm.
This is it, that
Hmm.
you making like they say, you have sown a seed. आपने बीज बो दिया, एक
Hmm.
पर्सन का जो भक्ति था है ना, जिसके उसके दिल
Yes.
के अंदर, उसके अंदर वो भक्ति जाग गई. हम सब के अंदर भक्ति है,
Yes.
सो रही है. To
I
say in
agree.
layman's terms, it's sleeping, it's dormant, huh? Because Prabhupada
Hmm.
uses very nice English. He has made everyone's English so beautiful. So it's
True.
sleeping. So you have managed to start a bhakti in one person in the family. Just imagine one of your
Hmm.
sister-in-laws doing that is going to impact so many, her friends, her family, and the wider family is going to, be, she's going to learn
Hmm.
so much. She'll be asking you soon how to cook
Hmm.
Krishna. And that's it. It's the
Okay,
start of a beautiful
let's
journey.
stop here. Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji.
It
Very,
makes me, it makes me
but
so
it's
happy.
very nice that you shared
Yeah.
this with us,
Yeah.
and yeah, you're on the right track. So you need to just gain more knowledge yourself, understand the
Yes.
hierarchy, so you
Hmm.
can explain to them. If anybody asks you. But yeah,
Hmm.
let's you can only show by your own example. Let people do what they want.
Hmm.
Just it takes mercy of Krishna for people to come towards Krishna. Krishna can
Hmm.
easily pull anyone and everyone towards him. You get people coming to the temple. Some will become devotees, like we have on the line now.
Hmm.
They commit themselves. Others will come once and never come again. Four types of people come to Krishna as well: the distressed, the wealth, people who want wealth, the inquisitive, and the people just search of knowledge. So like
Hmm.
that, different people are coming. But to build
True.
a relationship, Krishna has to give his mercy. So nice anyway. Thank you so much,
Alright.
Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I just want to go to Ajay now, and then we can try and finish. Ajay,
Yeah,
Hare Krishna.
that's very nice points. Yeah, I'll just make it quick. Thank you. So it's just the importance of good association that we explained in this verses, and not only do you need the good association, you have to recognize that you're getting good association. That seems to be the problem, that people sometimes get tricked because they generally want to learn about spiritual advancement, but they don't know where to learn it from. So that's why it's very important that we read Shastra, we question things, don't just take it sentimental. And then when you actually have built some faith, then you can actually progress, because then you are actually able to understand, am I actually getting good association or bad association? That's always key there. And then you can also, then if you can get to the point, like to explain that you understand the difference between that we are all devotees in one sense, that we are ultimately all part and parcel of Krishna, but it's just that we're it's conditioning means that some of us are aware of it more than others. So that's why we kind of we believe that we have to approach it differently for different peoples. Like with Anjali Mataji kind of explained, one of her relatives took it very nicely. That's fantastic. Others might take a bit more time, might different approach. Prashadam obviously give them. You might some might like philosophy, you might like class as well. Different people approach, they're touched in different ways. And then there's also, of course, the mercy aspect. Therefore, so we shouldn't be too frustrated if it doesn't happen. Of course, we would like them to take it straight away, especially if they show interest. But then they can be it's back and forth. Some it might happen very quickly. Others, things need to be, the anarthas need to be dealt with, and or at least confronted at the very least at the start. Just try and get some idea of what's holding you back, and then you can try and move forward. So you just do these sort of things, and you not only can you advance in your bhakti, you can help others advance as well, and that's what Krishna wants. Very well.
Hari Hari Bol. Yes. So thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we have to. Yeah, it takes time. It takes time. Srila Prabhupada said it takes gallons of blood to make a devotee. So it takes a lot of energy and time, and also, like I said, even the temple. The temple management. They say that somebody new comes, we quite want to help them, and we explain so many things, and some will stay, others still won't stay. That they like that's it. It does not click, like Ajay Prabhu said that the attraction Has to be. The Krishna is all attractive, but how much, are you attracted to Krishna? That can take time. So thank you all so much. We'll stop here. Yeah.
No, I just wanted to add, sorry.
Yeah. Go on.
Sorry, and you can see me that how excited or how enthusiastic I get when anybody in this call is interested to ask something, because I think that if somebody is asking something, you got to give the right answer, or if you can't give, you guide them towards the right source who can answer their question, because that sometimes there's a crucial point where you can make a devotee or break a devotee. Break a devotee means make the devotee unenthusiastic, that they won't like to carry on in future. So yeah, it's very important. And in these two verses, like you've seen, like in all the verses, Prabhupada tells us the side effects of bhakti. The side effects of material things all the time, but the side effects of bhakti are so beautiful, and that's what we want, those side effects. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, and thank you all for joining, for sharing. We'll continue again on Friday, same time. Granth Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Bhakti and Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.